Another essential computer skill is to back up all of your critical, important data and information. You want to make sure you back up all of your critical, important data and information, because if you aren't creating backups, the time will come, mark my words, the time will come, you will destroy some data or lose some data, like that might be a paper you're writing for one of your classes. You'll lose some data, destroy some data, and you'll need that data, and you won't have a backup, and you will just be SOL. You'll be completely out of luck. You'll be so out of luck. That's what SOL stands for. You'll be so out of luck. And yeah, so you just want to make sure that any important critical files, you're always creating backups. So you create a backup. And then two, you want to make sure that you store those backups remotely, off-site, away from your computer or your house. Because if I create a backup and then I just keep that backup right next to my computer and my entire house burns down, including my computer, well, guess what? If my backup is right next to my computer, my backup just burned down too, and I lost my computer and my backup, so the backup didn't do me any good. So you want to make sure you store your backup off-site. So one of the ways you could back things up is you could just burn them to a CD or a DVD like this, and then throw that CD or DVD, take it from your house computer and store it in your desk at work, or take it from your work computer and store it at your house. So it's just stored in a different location. Another way you could back up instead of a CD or DVD is you could just create copies of whatever files are important to you and put them on a flash drive, right? But then again, just being mindful that the flash drive and the computer aren't right next to each other, because, you know, it doesn't have to be a fire. Maybe somebody broke into your house and stole your computer. They'd probably also grab the flash drive, because flash drives are cool and they cost money also. And maybe they're into stealing identity information, and so they'd be interested in what's on the flash drive. So you always want to create backups with your important information. One of the ways I create backups is I go into my Gmail account. And so let me see what Gmail account I have going right here. Let me log out of that one and sign into my Gmail account using an address I created for work. Hopefully that's my login. It is. So I'll go to Gmail, and if I've been working on an important file, I'll just send myself an email. So I'll click Compose, and I'll send it to myself. So this is my pseudonym that I use for my work account, and a backup of, you know, CIT 15 paper or whatever I'm writing. And then I just go attach that file. So go into my documents, go into School 2, go into Fall 2013. Nope, nope, nope. Where did I put it? I guess that's gone. So let's say that the file is this one right there. So I just grab that and I send that to myself. And then when I check my inbox, that file is right here, backup of that paper. It's right there. So I could just archive that file in Gmail. And then if I ever needed that paper, CIT 15 paper, I could just search for it, and, you know, where is it? It was today at 2:15, backup of CIT 15 paper right there. And I'll be able to download that. So that's a good way to back up one file at a time. That's a nice way to back up one file at a time. If you wanted to create a more continuous backup, there's software that is out there to help you do that. And so you could go to Google Shopping, and you could search for backup software. And Norton is a really reliable company. And yeah, so they're a good company. And here you can see it's online backup. So this software is going to help you back all of your software up online. And not that high of a rating, 2 reviews. So, you know, there's software that's out there. And when they do larger scale backups, you know, it's one thing just to back up your important files and send them to yourself via email one at a time, or to burn them to CD and DVD and then just store them somewhere off-site. But when you start backing up entire systems, they have methods for doing that more efficiently. And so if you go to Wikipedia and read about backups, one of the things you'll see is under repository models, so data repository models. What are the models for storing data? You know, there's the full backup, which, you know, backs up everything. Once you've done a full backup, you could do an incremental backup, right? Which, you know, tries to make it, basically it's just going to, you know, let's see what it says. Incremental style repository aims to make it more feasible to store backups from more points in time by organizing data into increments of change between points of time. This eliminates the need to store duplicate copies of unchanged data, right? So that's incremental. Does it increments? A differential, which would be more the default, I would go towards. Differential backup saves the data that's changed since the last backup. So, you start off with a full backup and then implement differential backup, and it'll just save the changed data since your last full backup. So those are different backup models that get used when you use software to actually back up your computer. If you go to Start, All Programs, Accessories, there is backup software that Windows comes with, and so I'm just looking for that under Accessories here. I'm not seeing anything, so let's type in back and see what comes up. Backup and restore. Here we go. And so backup and restore your files. Windows backup has not been set up, so maybe that's why I'm not seeing it set up backup. So you can play with this too. I've never created automatic backup or used software. What I do is I just email myself the files when it's time for me to back something up, and that works for me. Just to email the files or save them to a flash drive or burn them to CDs occasionally. And yeah, that's probably going to bite me in the bottom at some point. But so far, it's worked well. So make sure you're backing up your work, because if you're not, the time will come when you're going to lose some piece of data, a file that you really want, a paper that's due, and you won't have a backup, and you're going to be so out of luck. You're going to be SOL, man. You're going to be so out of luck. So make sure you're backing up your work in one of the ways I've talked about. It's an essential computer skill.